This holiday, instead of giving them something nice, why not gift them somewhere nice? During the IHG Hotels and Resorts Cyber Sale, you can do just that and save. Shopping is easy in the IHG One Rewards app, where you'll save 20% on travel across 6,000 plus global destinations. And if you want to gift yourself somewhere nice, go ahead. You'll earn more and save more during the cyber sale. Check out all the deals at ihg.com/cyber sale. Terms apply.
And we're live. Welcome to Strikeout Beer, your least favorite podcast, episode number 234, with your pals Alan and Rapid Dave. I'm Alan.
I'm Rapid Dave.
How you doing, buddy?
What's up, man? Doing all right.
You know, just living the dream.
We just knocked out a couple really quick, well, not really quick, but, quick beer reviews. 3 phenomenal beers.
Phenomenal beers, subpar reviews.
Subpar. Just so terrible.
Just
awful. We even acknowledge that we don't know what we're talking about, but we can tell you if we like the beer or not.
Yeah.
Right? We had Voodoo Ranger Fruit Force. We had Juan Mora by Outfit Brewing. And then we had Devil's Backbone from, is it Real Ale?
Real Ale.
Real Ale Brewing.
Yeah.
So those will be dropping throughout the week and whatnot. What's up, Old School, over there on YouTube?
Old school
How we
wizard
doing?
In the house.
So, yeah, no, it just,
So is he not a wizard anymore?
I don't think so.
Is he just old school?
I think he hung him up.
He's just not a wizard anymore? Just
not a wizard,
he's just
Harry.
old school. Huh. That's disappointing.
Which is kind of weird.
Wizards are cool.
Yeah. He's, he's cool.
Like Gandalf is cool.
Yeah.
White and gray Gandalf.
He even stopped using his wizard skin that he used to use all the time.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
kind of depressing. It's kind of depressing.
Kind of want to cry a little bit.
I mean, try to keep it
I'm
together.
gonna I'm gonna try and keep it together tonight, but there's no guarantees.
Yeah, all right then. Yeah, no. So we've had some tasty beers on tap for right here, coming up right now.
Right now
is Modern Times Dungeon Mapping. You've already said you were already let down by this beer.
I have issues. Okay. So it's Modern Times Dungeon Map, which so take out Modern Times beer. Okay. Orange can, blue writing, blue stripes, looks awesome. Love the look of the can, but it has the word. It's called Dungeon Map.
We got to find out why. We have to.
And there's no.
It's our job.
Dungeon or map on here.
You know what?
Or like a dragon or
Read the back.
a
Maybe it has
wizard
those
or a
on
sorcerer or anything. Let's see here. Dungeon Map, Modern Times Beer, 4 SMR, 60 IBU, Final Gravity 1.012.
What's up, Buckeye Bunny? How you doing?
Hops are Nelson, Strata, Mosaic, Centennial, malts are 2-row.
Okay.
This spectacle of West Coast IPA wizardry was lavished with massive quantities of Nelson, Strata, Mosaic, and Centennial hops. Together, this quartet of lupulin-laden stunners yields a soul-stirring symphony of citrus, stone, fruit, and tropical character with just enough pleasantly snappy bitterness to really stick the landing. We're pretty psyched about it. We think you might be too.
Big shout out to Molson for subscribing over there on YouTube. I saw the alert come by.
Okay.
We're a sponsor of Old School Wizards OSW 2.0's Listener League. Or he's got a Fortnite league that he put together for 18 plus only, and so he's putting it together and whatnot. So we are a sponsor of that league. So there's no one that pushes harder.
Squads League sponsorship.
There you go.
There we go. That's what.
Do you see that?
Yeah, he commented it.
I don't even see. Man, it takes like forever. You know what I'm saying?
What's going on with your computer?
I don't know, man.
You got Buckeye Bunny. You're missing a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I froze it.
Rel
up.
Molson. We're huge on the YouTube tonight. Huge.
Doing great.
Rel Molson coming over on the YouTube with the hand pink waving.
Maybe I blocked everybody. That's
you
what it is.
probably did.
That's what I. There it goes.
B from O. Hey there, Strikeout. Stop it in from recommendation of OS2. So Old School. Just
You dropped the wizard.
just Yeah.
So he's on. This is he's got his Discord, he's got his group and whatnot and things like that. So yeah, that's where all these people are popping in from.
Thank you, old school.
And so the squad league, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's coming up. He's like, I'm going to fill this whole damn thing up. You know what I mean?
Good.
It's damn good. It's got that West Coast aftertaste though. Just it lets you know you're drinking.
I would like the can to have remember like Sega Genesis, and you're playing like an RPG, and you've got like all the little squares in the dungeon and things like that, and it takes you to dead. That's what I would like to see on this can. Because that's a dungeon, right? You're down in like the dungeon, the cave, a map. Give me that. Or at least a dragon. Just put a dragon on there. Or a cool wizard. I don't know. Or some dude like in a dungeon with his hands. Well, I don't know, man. Give me a dungeon or maybe like a map.
Thanks so much for subscribing.
Thank you so much, man. We appreciate it.
That's a female, it's a woman. Buckeye Bunny's a woman.
Okay.
Yeah. Great streamer over there.
I
on the YouTubes.
I call everybody man.
I do that a lot as well. I go dude and man a lot, and
guys.
Hey fellas, fellas get me in trouble. Like what? I was like what? Like yeah, but what are you gonna do? Oh man,
it's a northern thing.
Is it what?
Northern thing.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. I don't see color, race, gender, any of that. I just see fellow people.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm not offended, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
I am kind of offended by the name Buckeye, though, because that leads me to believe Ohio State Buckeyes.
Yeah.
So, Michigan guy here, and, Ohio State sucks, so sorry. But,
You're sorry that Michigan sucks? God.
No, not Michigan. Ohio State.
Ohio State. Yeah. I mean,
just Ohio.
They're both just terrible.
I mean, with all due respect.
Can I start off with saying with all due respect? It's probably not going to end well. If anybody ever starts that off and tells you that, it's not going to end well. So anyways, like I said, Ohio. Big shout out to Old School. Like he mentions it every stream, all streamline, and I popped in there earlier today, and he was like, yeah, they'll be streaming tonight. It's going to be great, 7 p.m. Central Time. And go in there and check it out. Let's lower the expectations there. That's what I was telling him. I was like, hey, can buddy. You be like, hey, they'll be streaming tonight? It'll be mediocre? I was like, I'm okay with that. You need to walk it on back. Melton's in the house. What's up, Melton? It's like you just need to chill out and let it, just let us disappoint them. Right. You know what I mean? Don't set the bar high. Let them know we'll be awful. Hey, they'll be on tonight and they'll be awful. And guess what? We might surprise you. Maybe. And we might be mediocre at best, So if you're listening to us on, Spreaker, Apple iTunes, Spotify, wherever you enjoy, Bullhorn, Deezer, wherever you enjoy your podcast. Thank you so much for listening. If you're watching the live video on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, appreciate you being here as well. We're sorry there's so much lighting in here tonight. I turned the light off. So but it's still pretty. I'm looking at the feed right now, and it's very. We're gonna make it darker in here. We said we're gonna put lights underneath it. Hey, Dylan, Busby's in the house. Busby hadn't seen that guy in a while. That's because he's dodging this whole jockstrap thing. He's got to eat my jockstrap. I'm waiting for the address so I can send it to him. Or you have to mark that thing like, is there anything perishable or dangerous in it? Yes, it's dangerous. Yes. Dangerous. Or he just needs to come up with something. Like eat 10 Pekino chips or something like that. I'm sorry, what was that? Pekino chips. Pekino. That's the name of the brand, the one chip challenge. Have you ever read the bag? I mean, I ate the chips. You ever read a book? What's reading a book has to do with the chips? I don't think it's Pekino. I don't think that's right. I don't think it's Pekino. I think you're wrong on that. Muhammad's the most common name in the world, Dick. Book. Mario from New York, thanks for the squad league. No, Mario, thank you. I mean, it's all old school. I just told him we'd help out with a little bit of this or that or whatever he needed. He said he's doing something. He said, can we throw money at it? And he said, yeah. We're like, okay. We throw money at things. That's how we fix problems and stuff. Oh, God, yeah. Oh, man, you sound great. No one would ever thought that. You sound good. Yeah. Yeah. I don't look good, but I sound good. You got a face for radio. That's for damn sure. That's why we were really conflicted on doing the video portion of the show. It's like we're just really not easy on the eyes. And we were sitting outside in the back bar, the RIP back bar, moment of silence. Paul and we were just we throw a phone in between us. We had a third person kind of hanging out with us at the time. The knob. He just like, hey, wanted to come over and drink beer. So, and that was it. That's how you went live on Facebook back in the day. It was audio only. you didn't go live.
Well, we could have. We just didn't.
Oh, there was an option?
Yeah.
You had to have a Google phone, too, to even do it. Remember I had to get that Samsung out?
Do you know how to post videos on Facebook?
Why the hell is it video or audio only? It's like, okay, I guess we can do this. So. But, yeah, big shout-out. Yeah, I mean, everybody that's in here right now is from OSW, except, with Dylan and Melton. And whatnot. So cheers to you boys and girls. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you being a part of this. And yeah, we're just hanging out tonight talking. We have a
list of things.
We had about 10 different things to talk about. If you caught the end of the stream today.
Oh, Lee's in the house. I'm back for my K-hole and ready to party.
Oh, God.
Dude, I need further explanation of what it is actually. He's getting quarantine treatments or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what it is.
We need another episode with him.
We need another Lee episode. So Lee, what's up next? So we've done aliens.
Right.
We've done Bigfoot. We've done Nessie.
Yep.
What's next?
Yeah. Man, that
ketamine therapy.
That alien episode was phenomenal.
Oh, we had a blast on the alien episode.
And having to watch all those movies and
Headhunting's in the house. What's up, Headhunting?
What up? You ever get that package? I bet that package never showed up.
Yeah, it has.
Has it showed up? Okay. I figured he'd post
I hadn't heard from him.
Yeah. So he finally gets it.
How'd the shirt work out for you and the koozie and the stickers? And I think I even put a button in there. And I don't know, man. I threw a bunch of crap in there.
God, if you caught the end of the stream, though, earlier today, then you know what we're talking about. Did a quick run sheet, so you get a little preview of it. Give the people a little something.
A little something?
A little high level of what we're talking about tonight. And then we do 2 shows on a Wednesday. We do our regular show at 7 p.m. and then we do Strikeout Beer After Dark at 9.
So we've watched a couple documentaries, Beerland and Crafting a Nation. We'll touch on that.
Mm-hmm.
Mando.
Okay.
New season of Mando came out.
God, that show sucks.
Pitch
clock
shot.
Yeah. Shot clock.
Yeah,
shot clock.
We got that. Does golf suck without Tiger Woods?
It does. I'll short it up for you.
How much do you miss football?
Every day.
Football cuts?
Okay.
Who gives a fuck about Aaron Rodgers?
Jesus Christ.
What? I'm just saying. That's what's on here.
They may be in the mailbox. We had 2 feet of snow, so the mail got delayed. I also haven't felt like walking to the box. Yeah, he was telling me about the snowstorm that was coming, and it was like it just cover everything. He's like, I'm not going to the mailbox.
I'm not going to the mailbox.
See, my mailbox is 15 feet that way, so it's not very far.
Yeah, we've got the brackets coming up. We're going to announce that tonight.
Challenge, yeah.
NCAA March Madness brackets. We're going to be doing that.
Yep.
$20 a spot to get in on it over on Yahoo. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. But and there's a couple things that I've added.
Okay.
One, social media is the worst.
It is the worst.
And I have a specific example about this.
The Hartford Small Business Insurance knows that running a small business is a big-time commitment. So this holiday season, they're celebrating hardworking small business owners with a chance to go to iHeartRadio Jingle Ball in Miami on December 16th. Nominate yourself or another small business owner for a chance to win a trip for 2. Includes airfare, 2-night hotel, tickets to the show, plus $1,000 in spending cash. For official rules and entry information, visit iHeartRadio.com/smallbusiness.
You probably know the feeling. Sweaty, fast breathing, quick heart rate. That's a cortisol spike. It feels awful, and its imbalance is the cause of your anxiety. Rebalance Health's 3-part anxiety system helps address it at the root. Rebalance Health lozenges are natural and designed for optimal absorption, providing 24-hour relief. Live life fully without feeling like you're fighting for it. Get 50% off your first month with code CALM23 at rebalancehealth.com.
Okay. We're going to talk about Salesforce.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely talking about that.
And we're going to talk about the 1985 Super Bowl.
Oh, nice. So buckle up, strap in, get you a beer, and let's have some fun. How about it?
How's that sound? Hey, what are you drinking tonight? If you're at home and you're having a beer, maybe some hard liquor, maybe you're not drinking any of that and you're drinking a nice Dr. Pepper or Mountain Dew. Well, what flavor of Mountain Dew you're drinking? Because there's 40 different flavors.
Yeah.
But tell us what you're drinking tonight. Let us know.
Yeah. I told my brother the story about when I broke the January seal. I was playing Rocket League or whatever, and I had got the bourbon out for some stupid reason. So, but
5 hours early.
But you couldn't
wait.
It's 45 minutes. But it was because I made a bet and I lost the bet, or I won it, I guess. But anyways,
I won, I lost. I don't know, man.
Something. But anyway, so I told him that story, and I was like, the tolerance. You know how long? The tolerance I had is gone.
You think so?
I don't feel the same. Like, I had like a couple drinks after that, and I feel like, oh man, I feel a little woozy. I'll tell you what though, the longevity that I have, because I went out with my brother on Friday, and then went out again Saturday as well. And it was like,
was it someone's birthday or something?
Cecilia, my sister-in-law.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought it was, yeah.
So my brother, we went out to dinner. We get invited to the dinner this year, so we've been upgraded.
Oh,
yeah, so we got
you're moving up in the world.
We got the VIP treatment, and so we're sitting there. I'm just slamming them, right, and just going to town. And then we go out afterwards. I'm keep going. I'm like, man, these Miller Lights are tasty. I'm just like, man,
oh, that's Miller Lights.
Just feeling good, enjoying myself. But I've noticed that especially with higher ABV beers and things like that, it's something has changed. And I've changed. So I'm trying to, I'm not trying to get back up to whatever I was before, but I'm also like, I'm not drinking anything but Miller Lite and some Claws.
Right.
So I'm keeping it light most of the time, unless we do a show and we're doing some beer reviews and things like that. How have you been doing?
I've been doing, like, when I broke the seal on February 1st, I waited like I was supposed to. Mm-hmm. That night we had a show. We actually did a remote show. We ended up doing a remote show that night. Can't remember why, but we had to do a remote show. Storms.
Storms,
yeah. We had those bad storms come through. Mm-hmm. The ice storms and that. And, we knocked back beer after beer. And I was great. Did great. Woke up the next day, felt fine. And, like, I've had every night that I think Monday I ended up. We weren't able to do a Monday night show because my kiddo had pitching lessons. I didn't get home till, it was like 9:30, 9:45 or something like that. But when I got home, I was like, I'm going to have a beer. I almost hit you up and like, hey, you want to have a beer?
Asleep. Yeah, no.
But
I
might have actually texted you. I don't know if I did or not.
When I got the night off, I decided I was going to work because I did a half day. Right. So I was like, I'm going to get that badge swipe in. I was here twice already.
It's all about that badge swipe.
And exactly. Because I was playing golf the next day anyway, so I didn't want to stay up and ruin my next day.
So Lee's drinking, I'm drinking Burial the Stillness of Our Personal Hell DDH Dippa.
Wow. So double dry hop, double IPA.
That sounds awesome.
Burial.
I want that.
The Stillness. Oh my.
Is that a local beer for you, Lee? Is that something that I might be able to find from somewhere? Let me know. But no, I think Monday night I ended up staying up till like 2:30 drinking.
Yeah, went wild, huh?
Knocked back 10 or 11 beers, and I think I threw a ranch water in there and stuff like that. Yep, local to Raleigh, I can send you some.
The Stillness of Personal Hell, Burial Beer Company, IPA double New England hazy, 8.5% alcohol by volume, 50 IBUs, 4.32 average rating.
That sounds delicious.
Out of 21, it looks pretty damn good. Yeah, those Raleigh beers. I do like North Carolina. They got a lot of tasty beers out that way, and we're starting to expand a little bit more. I think as we. Not that we weren't before. I mean, hell, we're drinking everything we get our hands on. But, especially with beers that are out of state, that are super local, that don't have distro, we're having to drive to go get these beers.
We've been driving to pick up some.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, Lee, if you want to send us some Raleigh beers, I'll send you some stuff from local for us.
Yeah, just let us know.
I'll shoot you some Brutal, some False Idol, some Turning Point. Those are all breweries I know you used to drink from all the time, but you... Yeah. Probably don't have access to them now.
Chris Hayes in the house.
Yeah, what's up, Chris?
I meant to upload he said deal. I meant to upload a photo of the upcoming show that's out at Pastime.
I don't even know if they've announced it yet.
We're announcing it.
We announced it last week.
We announced it last week. March 26th, Sunday. Domingo. A la Pastime Comics out of Northwich Hills or Haltom City or Northwich?
Watauga.
Watauga.
How about Watauga? The rough side of Watauga.
Just did announce. Okay, so we'll start promoting it and things like that. Alan's going to be out there. I'm going to be out there. Liz is going to be out there. We're all going to have our own tables and things like that. We're going to be pretty much just hanging out,
slinging crap.
Yeah, but I'm actually bringing a cooler. I'm going to make a day of it.
Okay.
It's.
I don't think you can announce that because I don't think it's legal. But
I can't have a drink. I can't sit there and have a nice a Coke Zero while I'm sitting there.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So I'm bringing a cooler. Yeah. I'm going to make a day of it, and so I'm just going to be out there chilling. I'm going to have some prints and some pops. Liz's going to have her cups and some shirts. You're going to have some. Do you have any idea what you're bringing yet? Because you got all kinds of shit.
I'm bringing comic books. I'm bringing Funko Pops.
Okay.
I'm bringing action figures.
Boiler in the house. Get those pants off.
I'm bringing all of it. Boiler coming in with that tier 1 sub. Subscribe for 20 months. Currently on a 19-month streak.
That guy's awesome. Cheers to you.
Cheers. You know what?
We got to get him a cup. Do you have a cup? Did we mail him a cup? I can't remember if we yelled him a mug.
I don't know. Let us know. Do you have a pint glass boiler? If not, let us know, and I'll try to remember to take one home with me to mail to you. How's that sound?
Yeah. And then I don't know if you have a shirt yet or not either. So if you don't, let us know.
First of the month, you're welcome.
First of the month, I know, right? Jesus. Well, yeah, I think we've mailed you almost everything we had, but if there is something that you don't have, we'd love to get that in your hands.
Yeah.
You're a big supporter
of everything. I have a pint glass, no
do.
shirt though. What size shirt you wear, Boiler?
Yeah. And if you want, just do me a solid. You can either whisper here or send a message, whatever you want to do.
But post it in here and let me know. 2X. Okay. So yeah, if you want to send me your address, on he's in the is Boiler in the Discord?
I think so.
Boiler, if you're in the Discord, send it to me, Part-Time Nerd. Mm-hmm. Give me your address and I'll get you a shirt sent to you, brother. Yep. Chris, I know we talked about doing a Wednesday night show. If you want to do a Wednesday night show out at Pastime, we'll come out and do the normal Wednesday night show. Mm-hmm. The Wednesday before the show, before the pop swap, whatever. Yeah. We would love to come out there that Wednesday and promote it then. And anyone who wants to come over, bring Cole, bring Sanchez, McLean, Chris. Anyone that wants to join us, we'll bring them on. We'll talk to you guys. We'll promote what you guys got going on. I know you got a lot of stuff going on with Charter Comics and things like that, but it's
going to be an extended show. There won't be a late show that night. Yeah, because we're going to Applebee's afterwards. I can't wait.
Yeah, so, $2 pints.
Yeah, and half apps where I go. And they're like,
half price appetizers.
We and Lizzie were talking about the other day. I go, I'll cash out. Let me see. And I go, wait, this is it? And he goes, yeah. I go, it
was like a $25 tab for 3 of us with like a bunch of beer and a bunch of appetizers.
Just here, I'll pay for that, but just keep coming.
Getting fancy like Applebee's on the late night.
That's the only Applebee's I go to. That's the only one.
We went to an Applebee's in Grapevine once, and they spilt beer on us.
I remember they dropped they put a beer on me. I was like, what? It was like, this is the worst
place.
So
we left, and
everything
was
else. Sticky. Everything was sticky in that place.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, looking forward to it. If you want us back out there, we'd love to be there, especially to promote the thing. And, they're going to be closed, but we're going to have, there's going to be people out there, obviously. We're going to sit there and chat it up, and I'm looking forward to it. And I can't wait to come back. David Sanchez even brings it up all the time because you guys, I loved you guys out there on Tuesday night. I'll go back out there again and sit there and sling some comments.
Tell us when.
Yeah, all I do is post.
You just drink beer
and drink. Alan does all the talking. So, but yeah, I got the little one-liners and shit like that. But
you chime in every once in a while. Yeah. you look at the cover like, whoa, hello.
I've been hanging out. I've been watching. So if you guys aren't familiar, Pastime Comics, check them out on Tuesday nights on Facebook.
Tomorrow's Comics Today.
Right. And I tell you what, I remember being on there like just like a hawk, and when they would bring out like 50-cent comics. Or
that was during the pandemic.
And I was just like,
$1.
I was like, go. And I've been waiting kind of for the return of that because that's how I got a couple boxes.
They do those sales like in the store.
Now they do it in the store.
Like they have like a $2 comic book section, and they'll do like every once in a while. Like I think the last one they did, it was like $2 comics. It was $5 or $10 for $2.
Right.
And I mean,
just went to town.
I just went to town.
Yeah.
But no, I picked up. So with comics, you talk about like Grail comics, right? These are like big comics that you've always wanted. And I picked one up today from out there at Pastime. Okay. Got a hell of a deal on it. I got Amazing Spider-Man issue number 301. This is the issue after the first appearance of Venom, right? ASM 300 is a huge grail that I would like to get that I don't have my hands on yet. But 301...
So you picked up the spare that came out afterwards?
Well, it's an iconic cover.
Okay.
Todd McFarlane cover. This was back when McFarlane was doing it and stuff like that. It's not a spare, but they had a spare.
Like when you referred to another comic as this is the one after that comic.
Well,
I feel like it was a snowman in the house. What up?
It's just the way it works, right? I mean, it's just it is what it is.
So it's a spare comic.
No, it's a second appearance of Venom, which is a big issue, and it's Spider-Man going from his black suit, which was the Venom symbiote, back to his original suit.
He did that in one episode?
One issue.
One book?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, one issue he gets rid of it. The next one he's back in his...
That's awfully quick.
Regular.
A week later, he's just back.
Well, no, he was in the black suit for more than one issue.
Oh, okay. But this is when he actually goes back to it. Okay. So it's a key,
but
piece of history.
It's a key issue. It's a big book.
It's a big book.
It's huge.
It's pretty thick.
Huge. No, it's normal size. But I picked up a graded copy today that I was pretty excited to pick up.
Like an old, like a.
I got some big books.
A Crayola one.
But this is
what do you?
No, the big giant Crayola coloring books they got now, dude. I love those. Those are so great. They're so great. Snowman's in the house. What's up, my beer brothers? What's up, Snowman?
What's going on, bud? I was like,
but no, I got issue 301. If you're into Spider-Man, you're into comic books. You know, issue 301's a big book.
Yeah.
And
it's after 300, right?
Well, it's obviously.
Yeah.
But
the important one.
301's an important one too. All right. Get off my nutsack. All right. Grab me one too.
Yeah.
I'm sick of your.
You need something because you're talking about this book. How about 302? Is 302 a big book?
No.
Oh, okay. Just 301 because you own it.
No. It was big before I owned it.
You got, you know what? You got that problem. I think is like my mom and my brother.
The Hartford Small Business Insurance knows that running a small business is a big time commitment. So this holiday season, they're celebrating hardworking small business owners with a chance to go to iHeartRadio Jingle Ball in Miami on December 16th. Nominate yourself or another small business owner for a chance to win a trip for two. Includes airfare, 2-night hotel, tickets to the show, plus $1,000 in spending cash. For official rules and entry information, visit iHeartRadio.com/smallbusiness.
The Hartford Small Business Insurance knows that running a small business is a big-time commitment. So this holiday season, they're celebrating hardworking small business owners with a chance to go to iHeartRadio Jingle Ball in Miami on December 16th. Nominate yourself or another small business owner for a chance to win a trip for two. Includes airfare, 2-night hotel, tickets to the show, plus $1,000 in spending cash. For official rules and entry information, visit iHeartRadio.com/smallbusiness.
And everybody, they if they've owned it, it's worth more now. You friggin' rookie. I'm going to make you get up and get the towel. You get the towel.
I don't have to get up.
You lock it up. Is it overcarbonated or is it, that was a user error?
Shook it up before you
I should have went, threw it to you.
It's a big book.
That's what I asked him. I go, is it a big book? Like it's a large one. I'm like,
it's normal size.
Yeah, that's right. He goes, no, it's regular size. I go, I'm out. Oh, God, I thought it was Tropic Thunder on. I go, here we go.
Oh, no, we got crows turning into drones. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I was so excited.
But,
shit.
No, it's a popular book, okay?
Okay, cold. But yeah, that's the cool thing about Pastime. You know,
I got a hell of a deal on it.
All their stuff out there, they are nerd friendly, customer friendly, and you go out there, they're not looking to just bend you over and go crazy. I mean, maybe they will if you want that, but you know, just like all this
depends on what night of the week and how much I've had to drink. I still got something in there.
And so we can't thank them enough for all everything we've done out there, and they've had us out there multiple times. They're great bunch of guys.
Boiler, be right back. Got a Cracker Brew. Tell us what you're drinking, Boiler.
Yeah, we want to know.
But I also I picked up that book, which is a big book, a little bit on the pricier side of things. But I also picked up
someone got this bonus.
Batman 408, I think it is. First appearance of Jason Todd.
Oh, I didn't know if it was the second appearance of Jason Todd or something
appearance. Like that. My gems are Uncanny 266, first appearance of Gambit.
I want a Gambit pop. It's right there.
Ultimate Fallout 4, first appearance of Miles. So they actually have a graded copy of X-Men 266, first appearance of Gambit, graded at I think it's like a 9.2 for a couple $100 right now.
Yeah.
Ultimate Fallout 4, I have the second print of that one, the one where it's the headshot of Miles without his mask on, that I picked up pretty cheap at a comic book store.
Second print, I mean, that sounds very important. Like,
sometimes the second prints are worth more than the first print.
Is that the facsimile?
No.
Okay. Just a second printing of it?
Yeah. Different cover and all that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well,
I want to get my hands on that 266. I just didn't have the money. They also had a Secret Wars number 8, first appearance of Spider-Man in the black suit on the cover and all that, and I definitely would have loved to get it. 3 full. Well, okay, hold on a second.
I'm going. He's in remission still. Nice.
Yeah. 3 full weeks today since I've been told I'm in remission, so celebrating with some time with my wife and hanging with my beers bros before bed. Cheers.
You know, my grandmother got some great news as well. She she's had lymphoma or whatever. She got diagnosed with like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, or whatever it was. And then I called her Monday or Tuesday or whatever. She goes, yeah, doctor called. And he was all excited. Like, he was like shocked. He was like, all of a sudden, she's all right. I'm like, did you get some more blood work done? Good. But she only did a little bit of chemo.
Jay's in the house. What's up, Jay?
She did a little bit of chemo. What's up, dude? How you doing? And she's had breast cancer before. She's a survivor from that. And then, I remember when my aunt called me. We were in the living room or whatever, and it's like, holy shit. She goes, I just want to let you know. I was like, oh shit, okay. And so I was like, whatever. But and it's like she tells me, yesterday, or was it Monday or Tuesday? And I was like, no kidding. She goes, yeah. And I was like, well, hell, awesome. there you go. I was like, get a couple more years out of it. She was she did a little bit of chemo, wasn't a big fan of it, so she was taking some alternative medicines and things like that. And there you go. The old broad, you're going to make it a couple more years, I guess. I was like, I'll see you in April.
So let me ask you this. I want to ask you this because it seems like every time we turn around, somebody that we know has cancer, right?
Well, I listened to an American Cancer seminar or whatever it was on Monday. They said 1 in 2 males will get it, and 1 in 3 females, or those numbers, vice versa. So apparently, they tell you the key is this: it's get tested,
early detection.
Early detection is the key. If you get like stage 1 anything, it's like survival rate's like 99, 95% or whatever. But you wait, you prolong it, you don't get tested, you don't, whatever. So they had a bunch of shit. So check out AmericanCancerSociety.com and go, what episode is this? I'm telling you.
Episode number 234.
There you go, 234.
234.
234. So it's one of those things but that's the key. So if you're listening, you're like, you don't know what you want, if you're afraid or whatever, just go get it. Hey, look. Go get the poke. Go get the honk. Go do whatever you got to do.
They put you under, and you get they stick a finger in your butt or a camera up your butt or whatever it is. But like, have you ever thought like,
we're gonna be.
What we got here?
How long are we gonna be on? I mean, for another hour. And then we do the late show later.
Like today? Yeah. Or I'm confused by that question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
How long, like, in general? Like, we're coming up on 5 years. May will be 5 years.
Yeah, May's our anniversary.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, man, go get checked. I'm interested to see how many lymphomas and thyroid cancers come out of East Palestine, Ohio in 10 years.
Jesus, that derailment out there and all that other shit. And they're, like, blowing up and burning off chemicals. I don't want anything in Ohio. I don't want anything within, like, 400 miles of that place.
Have you ever thought, like, you're just sitting there and you're just like, you just kind of think like, do I have cancer? Like, because like you could have it without even knowing it, but then like you're like, oh, you do something happens. You're like, well, that's a sign of cancer. But there's so many things that are signs of cancer. Have you ever just been like, you know what? I just need to go to the doctor and be like, hey, doc, can you just scan me for cancer?
Yeah, check me.
Like,
just give me the old check.
Just check every part of my body. I don't know what you got to do that.
Well, you go to the dentist if you think about oral cancer, tongue cancer, gum cancer, things like that in the mouth, but your regular doctor is going to be able to do everything else. Beer update: sipping on Sun King Indianapolis Wee Mac Scottish Ale.
I love Scottish ales.
I can't drink those. That wee one from is it what's your Bell's? That Jesus.
Wee heavy?
Out. I'm out. And I have to drink it every
So was it kilt lift? Was it with the kilt lifter?
It's just
buddy.
I don't like Scotch because it's all bourbon barrel. It's all it tastes like to me. It just tastes like bourbon or whiskey. So I'm out.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if you're listening, you're wondering what there's a million survivor stories and there's a million not really great stories. So
let's see here.
Go get checked. Go and I mean, especially like they were giving like rundowns like ages, like so 45, we got to go get the poke, and if you don't feel well, and a lot of it.
I thought it had moved up to like 40. It's 45.
Yeah, so that's what I heard.
Yeah.
And then, but according to this thing, it said 45. And then you're talking about like everything else, like for women and whatnot. Just go get checked. You know what I mean? Don't sit there and worry about it. And if you find a lump or something like that, just don't ignore it.
Just go
get it. Diagnosed and checked and things like that. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. It's weird, but shit. I mean, you'd kick yourself in the ass if you didn't catch it at stage 1.
Lee, the lake cat fish on the most is attached to a cooling pond for a nuclear power plant. The thoughts of cancer are there, but the crappie fish is too good to leave untouched.
Jesus. I mean, I love fishing, but I'm not eating it. You know what I mean? So,
what's this, Snowman? If I can get to the combine this weekend, I'll do a ale myself to celebrate with you guys. Yeah, that's awesome.
There you go.
Boiler, those 3-eyed crappie fish.
It makes you think of like the
Simpsons.
The Simpsons, right? The 3-eyed fish.
Yeah.
You know, and that's so I listened to this entire thing, and they're throwing statistics and things like that out there, and they're giving everybody, you know, just numbers to go off and things to think about this, think about that, and it's like, you know, I mean, shit. You start getting up there in age, you're like, God,
and
I got to worry about
like
this.
Every time we turn around, someone we know has it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, crap, do I have it?
With numbers like that?
Like, I'll wake up one morning and I have a headache. I'm like, crap, is that
a tumor?
Is it a tumor?
Yeah.
You know, I haven't had a headache in like 3 weeks.
So
now it's like.
My brother gets checkups like all the time, and I'm like, all right, I need to get it done or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I'm overweight and things like that, so I gotta chill out, because if not, he's gonna put me on like every medicine under the sun and bring it on. I gotta bring it on back down to where, you know, I'm navigating. I'm looking at the size chart and the BMI chart and things like that. I'm like, all right, yeah, it's because that's what happens, right? Like they say, the sitting is the new smoking. Like you sit on your ass all the time, all day long. That's why when I work from home, I'm moving around. Like I'll go stand in the kitchen and work for like 2 hours.
Well, sometimes I'll just get up and I get up and move around. Yeah. Right. Snowman, may I post my GoFundMe here? Want to get permission before bed? Yeah. Snowman, you're good.
Yep. But yeah, I get up, move around. I think about it, and especially at work, I get up and move around a lot, unless I'm swamped with a project. And then you'll catch me sitting at my desk for like an hour or two, and I'm like, shit, I got to get up. And I get up, like, oh boy, I'm getting a little old.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, especially like now with like at work, like I'm logged into the phone all day now, and so I don't get up as much. But like every once in a while, I'm like, okay, I got to get up, or like a package is delivered, or someone's at the door, so I got to get up to do that. Get up to go to the bathroom, and I've been sitting for a while, and then like I stand up, and I'm just like, oh god, I feel so old, like. And it's like I'll sit down on the floor and I'll be doing stuff from time to time, and then like getting up off the floor is like a big old ordeal. My Fitbit is usually gaining me another 6 years. I'm like, at least send me your Fitbit info, brother. I got mine.
Yeah, just getting up, moving around. I think I really do. I think just getting up, moving around. You see some of these old folks that they just sit on their ass for forever, and they're so brittle they can't even get up to go to the the restroom. They can't do anything. And they're all hunched over and shit. It's like, you got to get up.
I don't want to be like that, right? When I get older.
My great-grandfather was like still mowing his yard in the 90s, until my brother.
And that's why I do a lot of this stuff still. I do that. Like, can I pay for someone to come mow my yard? Yes, I could. But I like to get out there and do it for the exercise, for the just getting out and do it. And there's also nothing better than like when your grass is nice and green, right? And you go and you mow it. There's nothing like when you're done mowing it, just sitting there looking at the lines.
Well, that's when you have a beer, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No,
you can't have a beer after the guy mows your yard.
Yeah.
It's not as satisfying.
No.
I dropped that tailgate, and I sit there and have a drink, and I'm like, okay.
It's just like you get done, you're like, yeah.
All right, so we're at 38 minutes into the show. That includes the warm-up 2 minutes. Let's get into topics. We've got a ton of things to cover tonight.
One topic yet.
There's a ton of things to talk about, so let's get going. And Snowman, if you want, I think you're on YouTube. You got to drop. If you drop your link in here, I should be able to grab it, and then I'll put it on the screen.
Yeah, we'll throw it up on the screen and stuff. But we'll definitely share your link out, Snowman, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Look at this guy right here.
I have a beer while he mows. Very satisfying.
Yeah.
Oh man,
my yard's small. I only got to mow the front, so I can't. 15 minutes and I'm done, and then I'm sitting there drinking one.
Yeah. So my front yard is huge. I mean, you've seen my house, right? Mm-hmm. I have a really big front yard that takes a little while to mow. The backyard's not that big.
It's one of the biggest trailer parks I've ever seen in my life.
Shut your.
Did you miss your deadline to renew your Medicaid coverage? You can still send your completed annual review form to Healthy Connections Medicaid. You may be assigned to another health plan, but you can ask to come back to First Choice within 60 days of renewed Medicaid eligibility. It's your family. It's your choice. First Choice is the right choice. Renew and choose us. Visit selecthealthofsc.com/renew to learn more.
Looking for a fun way to win 25 times your money this football and basketball season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of stats, and place your entry. It's as easy as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and injury insurance on your picks are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million players who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/play100 and use code PLAY100. That's code PLAY100 at prizepicks.com/play100 for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
You know what? I'm so sick of talking to you about this. Because y'all, if anybody like just watched, didn't know me, didn't know anything about me, and they just listen to you, they think I live in a rundown trailer park.
What's wrong with that? I lived in a rundown trailer park at one point in my life. It's no
but
big
I don't.
Deal. Oh, no, but it's nothing.
No.
But don't besmirch anybody that lives in a trailer park, sir. I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying I don't live in one.
You know, but I'm just saying. But don't besmirch anybody that lives in one. You're talking down to them. I was just talking down to you. Now you're now you're like throwing a lot of people in there, and you're
I'm just saying. My house costs more than a trailer park house. I'm just saying.
It's not my fault you overpaid, bro. You bought.
I didn't overpay.
You bought when it was so high.
I bought low.
Yeah, right. You bought low.
I actually did.
You're like, I gotta come over the top on this, man. Otherwise, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Because I couldn't go over the top, because when I had to buy my house, I had zero plans on buying a house. The house we were renting, they hit us up one day. They were like, "Hey,
it's condemned."
They had some plumbing issues under the house, and it was going to cost them a ton to fix it. And they're like, "Yeah, we're not going to fix it. We're just going to sell it. So you got to move."
This guy breaks plumbing anywhere he goes.
I do not.
You broke my toilet one night.
I did not.
Like, it was just like broken.
You don't. No. First of all,
you're like, hey, I don't know what's wrong in there, but something's not right. The toilet's like laying on its side.
That's a lie.
You drunk ass. You're the worst person to drink with.
That is a lie. Okay? I'm a fucking great time to drink with, and you watch your hooker mouth.
All right, trailer park. Let's get to it.
You know what?
Let's get to it.
If I wasn't a good time to drink with, this podcast would not still be going.
I try to stop every week. Every week,
no,
I'm like, you're not coming over, are you?
You're such a liar. You're like, hey man, what time are you getting off? You getting off at 4 today? No, I get off at 5.
You showed up today. I was even hoping that when he goes up, I'm like sitting there playing Fortnite with Killa. I'm sitting there playing Killa. Like, oh, you're here? I'm like, well, I guess we'll have a couple drinks.
Don't even.
Top of the order. What we got?
Top of the order. Do you want to talk the beer stuff that we watched?
Yeah, let's do beer movies.
Okay,
sure.
We were saving that for 8 o'clock. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
So next up, Mando.
Mm-hmm.
New season of Mando came out. Did you watch the first episode?
So give us a little rundown of what Mandalorian is. Tell the people at home what you're talking about.
It's a Disney Plus series starring a Mandalorian.
Okay.
Din Djarin.
It's centered around him.
Centered around him and Grogu, which is
Who's Grogu?
Grogu is the same species as Yoda,
an undefined
and Yaddle.
Yeah.
There's a third known species of them, who's a baby but 50.
Yeah.
When the show starts.
Yeah.
So let me just specify that when the show starts.
Give us a background real quick on it.
So, and it just centers around the Mando's hired for this quest to go and acquire this asset for the New Republic and things like that. And he doesn't want to turn him over. He's a baby. He knows what's going on. He's 50, but he's a baby. Different species age differently and things like that. But and it centers around their journeys, their quests, things like that. Mando's, challenged with bringing Grogu back to the Jedi and all that. And this is all taking place kind of in that era between the original trilogy and the last 3 movies, essentially. Between, Luke Skywalker era and the Rey era, essentially. closer towards the Skywalker saga versus the Rey and Finn saga movies. But
all right, so just spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it yet, just tune out for a couple seconds, a couple minutes.
Well, I don't know that we're going to spoil it. I don't want to talk spoilers.
Okay.
All
right.
So stay.
All right.
We're going. But here's the big thing.
Talent show. I'm just here to hang out.
Here's the big thing. Like, so did you watch the episode today?
I did after the stream because Killer was giving me shit about it, and I go, I'll watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I thought it was fine.
Okay, because I know your big complaint is
it's the same episode over and over.
But it wasn't this time.
It was not this time.
It was not.
Yeah.
It's yes, he because your thing is he's got to do something. In order for him to do it, he does a quest.
He's got a mission or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And while, yes, he's kind of going through things, and he ends up with like a quest or things like that. But like one of the big things with me, and I didn't see this till after I watched the episode. And there's no really spoilers in this. This will actually probably enhance your viewing of it.
Okay.
Just information. Okay. Right. So we're on season 3, and just watching it, you have no sense of time. You really don't. It feels like it all happens within a year span or something like that, right?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you're watching it, and the season 3 starts off at the first planet where the Mando was at, and the planet has changed immensely. It's changed a ton.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, how has this changed so quickly? Well, Jon Favreau was recently just this last week on a podcast where he was talking about, someone's asking, was like, what's the timeline with all this, right? And I know this is a big thing that kind of gets caught up with people who have, from the original trilogy with Luke Skywalker, Luke's time with Yoda. Right. How long, if you watch the movies, is with Yoda for like a day or two, right? Yeah. But in reality, he was actually with him a lot longer than that.
Couple months.
But you don't get that off of watching the movies. So you're sitting there and you're watching it and you're seeing this planet is completely transformed and changed and all of this. And someone asked me like, what's the timeline like? And he said the first couple of seasons when the Mando's with Grogu, that's a few years goes by. Many years, he actually says. Go by. Yes. Okay. His actual wording was many years go by.
Okay.
So he's not just
like
with
them. Days.
It seems like it's a very short period of time, right? Yeah. But it was actually many years between what happens with the first season to the end of the second season.
Kind of makes sense.
And
strengthens
then
their bond.
And then and then at the end of the second season, Grogu goes with someone. I'm not going to spoil it.
Okay.
And he spends some time with them, doing some Jedi training. Yeah. We'll say that, right? Yeah. After you watch the first episode, you know he's part Jedi or whatever, right? Maybe the second episode. But he actually spent 2 years with them.
Oh, no kidding.
Before he joined the Mando again. So
you got years. Like
you've got a long... So having that information and then seeing the changes on the original planet, you're like, okay, that makes sense. Right. Like, it makes a little bit more sense. It makes a little bit... the continuality is there a little bit more, especially, like, as you're watching, like, the first episode and things go on and Mando's meeting up with someone and he's like, hey, I'm here to join your cause. And like, my cause is done and over with. And you're like... You almost feel like it hasn't been that long, but now knowing the timeline with all that, I could totally see all that happening.
She's such a brat in this episode.
Yeah, she's just, You're
sitting on a throne, like, whatever. Like, I'm like, okay, loser. What are you mad about you still mad about the black saber? All right.
Hey, at the same time, I'm sitting there and I'm seeing her I'm watching her just sitting there on the throne and stuff. And I'm just like,
she's going to shoot him.
That's kind of hot.
Yeah, I mean,
but no, it's knowing a timeline and knowing a little bit more about how much time has passed brings me a little bit more back in, because like I'm watching this episode and I'm seeing how much this planet's changed. I'm like, I don't feel like it's been that long, but it actually has been, right? So there is the opportunity for all that to change.
They reference it a couple times. Like, we change quickly, but and obviously you can't change an entire culture, entire planet and things like that in like a year. So it has to be some time. And they talk about infrastructure and they talk about how whatever. For me, I thought it was great because they didn't get around to the whole, hey, I got a mission, I got this or whatever. I'm like, Jesus.
I had one little issue, but I'll talk to you about that offline because I don't want to spoil things. Mm-hmm. But I had one little thing where I'm just like,
it's probably
come on.
It's probably,
but
there it is on TV. Well, they had it on there. It was a Disney Plus commercial.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I thought it was fine for an open episode. We'll see where they go with the next one because it's now, I don't ever worry about the opening episode. I worry about the 6 episodes.
Now, let me ask you: Have you kept up with the Bad Batch this season?
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say this season has been disappointing for me.
Is it?
I just feel like it's a bunch of filler episodes.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
I'm one of those who kind of defends some things. Like you're like, oh, this was filler. And I'm like, well, you have to have those from time to time, right? But I feel like the Bad Batch has been a lot of those filler episodes this year. There's been a few episodes, like a few weeks ago, I thought, okay, we're getting back on track. Mm-hmm. And then they went back to, and I'm just like, I definitely don't enjoy this season as much as I did last season.
Okay. All right. I watched a couple episodes and I sat there with Lizzie and she's like, oh, I like it. I think it's cool. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, but then we didn't watch it anymore. Like we watched like 2 or 3.
I watch it every Wednesday.
Andor was far superior.
I loved Andor. Yeah. I thought Andor was phenomenal. Andor and Obi-Wan. I absolutely love both of those
Obi-Wan
series.
Lost me, but it does have a lot of information.
It's got a lot of information, and you get more of that hardcore. Don't F with me, Vader.
Yeah,
right. Which you didn't really get it in the original trilogy.
Well, the problem is this:
you got him choking someone. You got Tarkin saying stop, and he goes okay, right? But like at the end of Rogue One, and I'm sorry if you haven't watched Rogue One yet. It's been out for
a decade,
8 years. Yeah. I don't know. You should know more by now. You get hardcore. I'm going to F everybody up Vader in that.
Yeah, as soon as that saber comes out. I
absolutely loved it, right? Yeah. And you get more of that in Obi-Wan. You get that when he's going through that town, just tearing us up, just killing random people just because.
Yeah. I wish it was more Vader and more Obi-Wan. It got sidetracked really hard with Leia's kid. Or it was
it was Leia. It was Leia.
And I was like, it seriously was this annoying sidetrack. I'm like, there's no reason for this. No one cares.
I mean, you gotta have that.
You don't have to have Leia. It doesn't have to be Leia. You can just
otherwise Obi-Wan's not gonna be involved. Yeah. Obi-Wan's involved because it's Leia.
Should have been Luke then. F it. No,
well, maybe next season.
Nah, because then it's gonna be the same stupid thing. But no, nothing happens to Luke. Everybody knows.
It's Chevy truck season. And with the Chevy Silverado, there's no such thing as an uphill battle. With the Chevy Silverado, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. Because with impressive towing capability, an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen, and a choice of powerful engines to pick from, whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado with the capability you need. Click to learn more. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this football season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of statistics, and place your entry. It's as easy as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million football fans who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/get100 and use code GET100. That's code GET100 at prizepicks.com/get100 for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
Knows nothing happens to Luke. He just sits out there with, Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. But yeah, no, I haven't been watching, but I did watch the one today because even when I made my comment, I'm like, it's the same episode every time. Like, Killer jumped off the freaking map, jumped off, and I'm like, And like we're sitting here right now, and you're saying the same damn thing. I'm like, it's the same episode.
No, that's what I'm saying. You say
it's the same episode every single week.
But hey, last season, me and you did Part-Time Nerd after every episode last year.
There was a couple good episodes,
and
the Bill Burr one.
You didn't complain. Oh, that was a good. Yeah.
That's probably the best one.
I definitely really enjoyed. I love the Bill Burr episode. And I love the last. I really love the last episode because there's a lot that happens.
I just wish it wasn't.
People can come. Who else was it going to be?
I don't know.
Grogu was his first. But
it could have been anybody else.
People can complain.
Pee Wee Herman could have showed up, and I would have been happier.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I would have been. I would have been.
But people can complain about the CGI with this and that and but. I wasn't I was caught up in the moment. I wasn't paying attention to that detail.
I was standing up watching it because it was one of those things where like, oh, who's coming? And then of course you see the saber and like, you see the glove.
But you know who it is. But still, I was just focused on the fact that he's back and he's just tearing us up. Yeah. And I'm not looking at it going, oh well, they could have done better with the CGI with this and blah blah. No,
I don't care about that.
I'm in the moment.
Yeah,
I was in the moment, and that was people's biggest complaint.
I had
was
more
the
of an
CGI
issue
and things like that, right?
Skywalker.
Yeah, well,
Luke Skywalker's a pea. He's just a whiny little pea.
He grew out of that.
All right, what's up next? Keep moving here.
You want to talk about the pitch shot clock with baseball?
Have you watched any baseball? No, you haven't watched any baseball.
I dabbled.
I wish you would have at least gave me a second or two because I would have definitely pulled it.
You knew we were talking about.
Yeah, but I gotta pull up the whole pitch clock thing, man. Like, oh my god. So so MLB has implemented a pitch clock, right? There's a 30-second timer between batters and a time limit between pitches. After receiving the ball, a catcher or umpire, pitchers are required to begin their motion within 15 seconds with the bases empty or 20 seconds with runners on the base. If they don't, they're charged with an automatic ball. This also happens to batters if they don't get their ass in the box and get ready to swing. It actually affects them. They can be called out. And then, of course, what happened a couple days ago, bases loaded. They're in the last inning, yada, yada, yada. The batter doesn't get his ass in the box. Umpire comes out. The batter thinks that he gets a free walk. He's 3-2, full count. He thinks he gets a free walk, and they just won the game. As he's walking down the first baseline, umpire calls him out. Game's over. Because they don't go to extra innings and obviously in preseason. And so, like for me, they implemented this clock because they always say the game is too slow. Well, it's an old school.
That sounds like that broke.
Yeah, you probably broke it. It's all right, though.
No, it hasn't.
So it's like one of those things where they say baseball too slow. They're trying to get it for the younger crowd, which I don't really care if they get involved with baseball. The stands are still full. People are still out there getting a drink on in the stadium and things like that. Yeah, shit, right?
He got injured before pitchers and catchers reported.
Yeah. Alan's ready to go all in, spoiling the show.
I did not.
He said he didn't want to spoil it. But for me, I'm okay with it. I wish we didn't have it. Slappy's in the house. What's up, Slap?
Slap.
I don't want to see a pitch clock.
I don't have a problem with it.
But I also don't have a problem with
it. So I watched, because you talked about it, so I went online, and there were some clips posted of pitchers doing it, and it's, you get, how much time do they get?
30 seconds.
You get 30 seconds when you get the ball, right?
I actually had it. I just said it.
Pull it up. Okay. So what is it? You get 30 seconds once you get the ball, so they get on the mound. You look.
30-second timer between batters and a time limit between pitches. After receiving the ball from the catcher or umpire, the pitcher is required to begin their motion within 15 seconds with the bases empty or 20 seconds with runners on base.
Let's move the game along. And that's the thing. I
like the nuances of the game. I like that there's weird little things.
And you only get so many throws over to the first base, though, too, right now?
So I don't know if it's one or two. I got to look this up.
I think it's two.
Because someone mentioned it earlier, and they go, well, he can't throw it the first again. And so now the runner can get a massive lead because now he's just worried about getting thrown out by the catcher. And if you can see the pitch clock and you're sitting there looking at the pitch clock, knowing that he can't throw your ass out. So you're like, you just fucking start disappearing.
But that also makes you not throw it over the first as much, right?
Yeah.
Like, so we've all been there. We've all watched that baseball game or been at that baseball game.
You start booing. It's fun.
Where they've thrown it over the first 12 times. And they're like, he's taken 2 steps off of first or 1 step off of first.
Yeah.
You're not throwing them out. Like, sometimes they don't even take a step off. Like, they throw the ball over and they just reach their foot over. They don't have to dive or slide or anything or like that, right?
Yeah.
But they keep doing it, and it's just, let's speed the game up a little. I did not break it, Jay.
So here it goes. In other words, a pitcher can throw over to first base up to 3 times.
Okay.
But the third attempt must lead to an out, or the runner gets to advance.
Okay. So you get 2.
The disengagement rule resets when a runner gets to a new base. With no runners, a third step off would result in a mound visit. So, and yeah, just with all these rules and things like that.
You got to speed the game up somehow, though, right?
Alan broke it. He probably did break it.
I did not break it.
I haven't been in there yet.
I looked. No.
That one day he came in here.
He's talking about the pitcher.
Oh, okay.
No, but here's the thing. Like, every time I walk in there, like, there was days I walked in, I was like, man, I got to go to the bathroom, but your toilet's filled with sunflower seeds, and I want to do it because I don't want to hear it from you.
Yeah. What was it that one day you come out all drunk as shit, and that was when Francis was here or whatever. You're like, you had shit all in your beard from the wax. I don't know what you did with that candle. You're like, and I go in there the next day, I go, what the fuck is all this wax? And then I remember that you came in with wax all over your face.
I don't remember.
What are you
that
doing,
sounds fake.
That was one of those nights
news.
you were just trashed. One of those nights you fall asleep in the podcast room like this. Oh shit, I'm going down. Like,
sounds like fake news to me, but I'm in favor for it because it speeds the game up. It adds a new element to it.
How much are you actually shaving off the clock here? I'd love to know that. You know what I mean? How much are they shaving? But I think you're right as far as a new element.
Well, because the thing is, like, here's what I like what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Before they rolled all this out in the MLB, they tested all these rules out all last year in minor league.
Yeah, AAA, AA, single A.
So they have a whole year of, and I think it shortened the games by somewhere between 20 to 25 minutes, if I'm not
which would be
wrong,
good because some of these games that come in like American League, you have like the longest games ever, like almost you're pushing 4 hours,
and that's just way too long.
Yeah.
Right, for a baseball game. Because the thing is, if it's going that long, there's a ton of no action.
Right.
You got
ton of downtime.
Yeah, a ton of downtime.
You got dot races going off left and right.
But like, I think they also chopped down on some of that game time last year with the whole substituting out pitchers and things.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like, you can't.
It's still here. It's 8 o'clock at night.
He's still battling that tree.
Yeah.
But you can't change a pitcher after every batter or 2 times during a batter or things like that, right? You have to do. I think you have to pitch 2 outs or something
with
like
Jay,
that.
Man, it's like this is the game, and we're not trying to.
But here's the thing, though: if it keeps going the way it's going, it's not America's pastime. They're changing these things because you don't have a lot of people from America playing baseball anymore.
Yeah.
Not making it to the MLB.
Yeah, maybe.
I actually think we're in the minority at this point.
Yeah, maybe.
So
right.
They're trying to appeal.
Latin players, Hispanic players, things like that. Yeah, I think.
Right.
Yeah. It's
so they're definitely trying to appeal here, sir. No, don't sir me. You're definitely trying to appeal to the younger fan and things like that. And let's just be honest: the younger fan isn't the younger fan of when we were kids.
It's on thin ice.
I am not.
Not in thin ice.
But like when me and you were kids, we'd go to a game. We didn't have a cell phone or anything else to keep us occupied, right?
Yeah.
You just had the game. So you're just there at the game in the moment. You had nothing else to distract you. Now your kids go. They got cell phones, things like that. There's just too much. MLB having no salary cap in the 5th grade and will have a surge in kids playing. I mean,
maybe.
There's money there. There's money to be, but here's the thing. If you're a minor league, you're still riding a bus every game.
Yeah, it sucks. You don't want to
Who
be
wants
in the
to
minor
ride
league.
a bus all over the country?
You don't want to be in the minor league. You want to be in the majors, man.
Right. Yeah. There's a reason why Kyler, who could have made it a ton of money in MLB,
A ton.
went to the NFL because he's like, oh,
He probably should have went to the NFL or the MLB at this point.
I mean,
because he's terrible in the NFL.
yeah, but he's still getting paid.
Yeah, for maybe another. When's his contract up? Because that's what matters. Because I don't think
he just signed a new one. I think
before Coach Bro got let go.
Yeah, because they just signed the GM, Coach Bro, and Kyler all new contracts.
Oh damn! The Time Master's in the new Creed movie. I might go watch it.
Yeah.
Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah.
Shit, I might go watch it now.
Let me tell you something.
Kang's legit.
Kang was the best part of the Loki series, and he was the best part of the Ant-Man movie.
He didn't let us down, right? Like you can go ahead and you just tell me.
Dude, I really, really, really enjoyed the new Ant-Man movie.
It looks terrible, except for let's see. Always
not terrible.
Go to them. I'm telling you, he could have made a ton of money.
Yeah.
What
does Lee say? Because then you get the honor of being a Greensboro Grasshopper or Montgomery Biscuit.
I'm a Charlotte Knight guy myself. That's my favorite minor league team. There you go. But I will be visiting I talked about today. Frisco Rough Riders. I'm going to go watch more Rough Riders games this year than I am Ranger games, and it's all because it's outdoors. I watched the preseason.
Are you going to go to the Lazy River?
No, because I'm going to keep. I'm not going to swim.
Okay.
So I'm going.
Well, I mean, you're just in the Lazy River. You're not swimming in the Lazy River.
Yeah.
No one swims in the Lazy River.
I'm going to have shirt and shorts on, type thing.
Okay.
Probably bring the fam out.
Okay. So a fat white guy. You go to a water park, you're wearing shirt and shorts.
No, not really. No, I don't do that when I go to we go to Wet and Wild or something like that. No, shirts off, darts off, boys. I don't wear. If you wear, listen up, kids.
What? No Louisville bats, Rapid Dave?
What do we got there? I can't see. What?
From Boiler. So what? No Louisville bats?
No,
for Rapid Dave. No.
And
Lee just said, hands down, the best family experience in North Texas is Rough Riders.
Yeah, no, I've never been to a Louisville bats game. Nope. Been to a Charlotte Knights game, and then Rough Riders here in Frisco, right down the street from my house. No European style, no. But yeah, no. I listen, and this is what I tell the boys when they were growing up, and things like that. I go, yeah, no. We go to the beach, we go to the pool, darts off. We're rocking. I go, if you're embarrassed about it, whatever, hit the gym. You know what I mean? Do something about it. Do something about it. I go, otherwise, we don't wear shirts and shit into the beach. We don't wear shirts and stuff to the pool and all that kind of stuff. Nah.
No.
For what cats are fun, but they were around. When they were around,
yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I plan on going to more Rough Rider games this year. One, it's closer, and then two, it's outdoors. I need that outdoor feel. The
nice thing about the Rough Riders is they're the AA team, right? Mm-hmm. And that was like back in the day when the Rangers were going to World Series and stuff. That was before when players got hurt. Before they come back, they'd go AA.
Yeah.
You went AA, then back to the majors.
Which is
weird,
right?
Triple.
You didn't go
I thought that was weird, right?
Because the AAA team's 4 hours south of here.
But it's also like the AAA team is a higher level, right?
Yeah.
Because when you talk, but the crazy thing is
they
when you always talk about players in the minors and things like that, most of the time when they bring players up,
mm-hmm.
they're not bringing them from AAA. They're usually bringing them from AA, which I think is weird. But
see, the problem with that, and I'll tell you why, it's Round Rock. For the Rangers, AAA is Round Rock, Texas. That's down, that's south, that's 4 hours away type thing.
A little bit further away.
And then if they can put them in here in Frisco.
But here's the thing. Okay, so
let's travel.
So you're on the Rough Riders. You're going to come to, we're bringing you up to the majors. You're not taking a bus back. You're jumping on a plane.
Well, you are, but if they can keep you local, where you can drive your Benz over there, you're going local. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Beltray, get your ass over there and take some batting practice for and do a little shimmy for the people over there in Frisco.
Yeah,
and we'll move along.
That was the big thing. Like Rough Riders back then. I think Hamilton did several stints. Going through stuff. Yeah. Also, when Canseco played for them for like a month, it was hilarious. He was drunk all day, every day.
All day, every day,
dude.
That guy just likes to party, and I don't give a shit. He likes to party. What am I going to give him advice on how to? The guy's already won like World Series and shit. Like, no, I'm good.
So I remember this is back in my mid-20s or whatever. I was hanging out with some friends, and we were out in Frisco, and the Athletics were in town. And one of the friends I was with, he knew some chick who knew a couple guys who played for the Athletics. And they were in town. They met us out at this bar out in Frisco. I think it was Blackfin out in Frisco. All right. And so we met up with them out there, and we hung out for a minute, and they're like, let's go somewhere. And we ended up going out to the lodge.
Oh, I was going to say Baby
We went
Dolls.
out to the lodge, and this was shortly after Canseco released his book. And so I'm sitting there, and I was talking to Coco Crisp, Matt Stairs, and one other player. I can't remember who the third player was. And I'm sitting there. We're just sitting there bullshitting and talking. And I'm like, so has anything changed since Canseco released this? What do you guys think about Canseco? Blah, 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 his book. And they're like, man, ever since he released that book, they're like, we get tested like 2 to 3 times a week. Oh, man.
It is. But when you get tested, you get to piss into a vial. Just piss into
Right. But it's just,
man.
But like being tested more than once in a week. Okay. My test isn't going to change from one day to the next, right? I mean,
maybe you can get your hands on that untainted
maybe,
piss.
But it's just,
that piss jug you brought over here for us to drink last week. I mean, I was like, God, I didn't want any part of that. I almost threw up last week. Go back and watch the video. Go back to last week.
What I thought was funny was like last week or the week before, a few weeks ago.
You brought that piss jug?
The NBA All-Star game, they had the celebrity game, and DK Metcalf played in the game and completely balled out and was jumping outside the freaking.
Did he really?
Yeah. Oh, it played great, right? And the next day, he got a text message saying, hey, you've been randomly selected.
Yeah, that guy's going to get randomly selected anyways. He's as big as a goddamn house.
But the other great thing was last week, and he posted about it, was J.J. Watt got a text message saying, you've been randomly selected for a random drug test. He's like, I'm not even in the league anymore.
Yeah, I'm retired.
Yeah.
We didn't file the paperwork.
He goes, I'm not. Yeah. He's like, oh, paperwork? You got to file paperwork? I'm definitely not filing that.
Yeah. Now you're getting drug tested.
And then now he's getting text messages, and yeah, he's not doing it.
Let's see. Let's see. Do you know why Mike Tyson doesn't play on PlayStation? Because he's an Xboxer. Oh. I usually hit the button. I was going to say something about the Chiefs. I can't remember.
I remember when I was at home and my phone was blowing up because Hamilton was blasted at Sherlock's off 75 by North Park.
He was.
And about to rail some chick in the bathroom with the door open. Kinsler ended up coming to the rescue. Dude, back in that day.
He was sitting there taking body shots off of her and shit like that. I mean, all these chicks were just, I mean, you want to think, listen, if you want to think about how hoes go, they go hoe full limit.
The 90s, mid-90s Rangers, when they were going to the World Series, was that? No, that wasn't mid-90s. 2000s, right?
Yeah.
When they were going to the World Series.
It was actually 2009, 2010, I'm pretty sure.
If you went to Sherlock's after a game, you ran into Rangers players.
Yep.
And so I remember I was out there one day, and who was the closer?
Were you going to go into that Chiefs or the World? Yeah. The refs. I was going to say the refs are the world champs, but no big deal. No big deal. No,
you do what you do.
No big deal, buddy. No.
But who was the Rangers closer? It wasn't Feliz. It wasn't
Feliz.
It was before Feliz, like Coco. Was it? It wasn't not Coco Crisp, but like
Coco Crisp not a closer.
No. He was a center. There was
what
another
year?
closer.
What year?
In that 2000 range.
No. Feliz was the guy. He was the guy.
Feliz was a starter at first. And then he became a closer.
Closer for those 2 years. He was closer for those 2 years.
It was, I can't remember who the closer was. Let me know if you remember who it was, guys. But I was at Sherlock's after a game one day, and he was a big closer. It was a big deal when they signed him.
Jonathan Hernandez?
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not Feliz.
I don't think I know, and I don't think you know. And I think that you don't know what you're talking about.
I do know what I'm talking about.
It was Feliz.
It wasn't Feliz.
You talking about a starter?
Closer. He was a closer.
Yeah, no idea.
I'll do some more research later and figure out who it was.
You should look into that. Naftali Feliz. All right, let me go 09. Oh, that's 209. That's not 2009.
Not Gagne.
Franco Francisco?
Yes.
There you go.
Franco. And I was at Sherlock's, and he was I'm at the urinal, and I'm sitting there, and I look over, and he's right there next to me.
Fucking giant.
And I look out, I go, hey. He goes, hey, what's up, man? I go, you're my favorite Ranger right now, brother. He goes, he goes, thanks, bro. I go, no, thank you.
Thank you. I just want to thank you, huh?
No, not Kobe Lewis. Yeah, no, it was Franco Francisco. Yeah.
Eric Gagne? No, not
Did you hear about the guy who evaporated? He will be missed.
Kobe Lewis? All these old names. Dude, I miss 10 years ago.
Colby was a starter back then.
10 years ago, 13 years ago, we were just sitting there we were cheering him on, going crazy. We were in a bar one night when the Dutch oven couldn't throw a goddamn strike. I was losing my mind.
The pleasure's all outside the urinal. Carl's
Super
in the
Dave.
house. Super
What's up,
Dave.
Carl? What's up? Damn it, Carl. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Colby was with his robotic arm that was put together 4 separate times, dude. Yeah, it was so many times.
Yeah, we're just, dude, we can't stay on topic tonight.
No,
we're all over the place. But it's a lot of baseball talking, and as, catchers and pitchers have already reported, and now you're in the preseason games, it just looks amazing. I can't wait for baseball season to start. I looked at the opening day, and I'm like,
the MLB, what's it called again?
We'll have it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have it.
Is it going on now with preseason?
No, I actually just I opened up the app, and I could watch any game I want. Some of them are listed only because they don't have cameras and shit there. But if you catch it, there's probably 15 games. It'll tell you if you can listen live or you can watch. And so I just picked. I was just going on the list because it's all day games, right? They don't play at night.
Right.
And I thought it was great. I'm totally just sitting there just watching baseball. It's sunny out there. I'm like, oh man, I just want to watch some baseball. And I guarantee you this: I'm not going.
What's it called with MLB?
MLB TV.
MLB? No, it's not MLB TV.
The app?
Because there's a channel called MLB TV.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to show you because we're here. Yeah.
Billy Joe, Mary had a little lamb, and the doctor fainted.
That'd be weird. All right.
I know but for the whole season package, it's called something.
I don't know, man. MLB TV.
Billy Joe, come with a hashtag for Lizzie. Thank you, brother.
Hashtag for Lizzie. There we go. Cheers to you. Cheers to you, pal. Cheers to you, too. Recap this beer real quick. Let's talk about it real quick.
We are drinking a Modern Times Dungeon Map hazy IPA.
It's a West Coast IPA.
West Coast IPA. Delicious. It actually is really good. I mean, the can failed for me because it's just orange. It has nothing to do with dungeons or maps or dragons or any of that. Mm-hmm. But the beer itself is delicious.
It really is. It's been a while since I had a West Coast style IPA, and they usually do go a little bit higher on the bitterness. There's a little bit more kick, but I'll be honest with you, it's one of those things hey man, I've missed you. I really do enjoy this beer. I stay away from them for a lot of times because I drink a lot of Kolsch's, drink a lot of Pilsners, and we've had an abundance of stouts lately, over abundance, and then barrel aged beers that we've had, barrel aged stouts.
Yep.
So this is a nice welcome. I saw this beer and I go, you know what, buddy, get in the cart.
The can sticks out for sure.
Yeah,
right.
It's got your Detroit
so let me say it's orange. Orange sticks out. If you do a can and it's orange, it's definitely going to stick out. Mm-hmm. It's going to draw your.
Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this basketball season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of stats, and place your entry. It's as easy as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and injury insurance on your picks are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million players who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/get100 and use code GET100. That's code GET100 at prizepicks.com/get100 for a first deposit matchup to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Attention, it's going to stand out. Where it misses for me is just because when I look at the can, I look at the beer, and it's called Dungeon Map, I want to see some of that aspect on there, right? But that being said, an orange can stands out 100%. Billy Joe, my wife, dated a clown before she married me. I had some really big shoes to fill. But so we got like 14 minutes left. Do you want to get into? I'll give you two choices.
Okay.
The beer documentaries we watched.
Do beers.
Or
we're 16 minutes over on the beer docs.
Okay, let's do that. Okay, I want to give you the or.
And just to tell you, it's MLB TV. So when you go look for the app,
I have the app downloaded.
Yeah, you should be fine. You should
Extra Innings. Is it Extra Innings? No.
That's a DirecTV thing.
Okay.
But so the app that we get, and it's phenomenal, right? You can watch everything, but you can't get the local one. You got to have the extra channels, which whoever pays for the what is it called? What the hell? Bally's? Yeah. If you pay for Bally's, you can get your local stuff.
Yeah, we can't watch any of the Rangers games.
Yeah.
But we can watch every other game.
So we watch Sox, Reds, Detroit Lions. We watch
Tigers.
We watch
Detroit Tigers, not the Lions.
Tigers. And like today, I was watching the Twins. I was watching the Cards. There was a bunch of games. But right now in preseason, you can watch the Rangers.
Watch them all? Okay.
So I caught the Rangers, and I was like, okay, cool. It's a split shift.
Here pretty soon, the Bally's is going to default.
Right
that's Sega Genesis NHL 98.
Give me NHL 94 or 95, and I'm going to town.
Dude, I will kick your ass.
Dude, I mean, that's perfect. Like, that one's a little bit more modern. But, yeah, no, I like the other one. Like, you give me...
Do you have it?
Yeah, of course. Of course I have it.
We need to do that one night.
That's fine.
Let's sit down and play one night. Yeah. Let's go toe-to-toe.
I'm going Pittsburgh. I'm taking Pittsburgh.
You know who I'm going.
And
I mean, hell,
we're going to
NHL 98?
Yeah, no.
94?
95. 95.
Oh, yeah. Red Wings, 95? Oh, dude. Fedorov and Yzerman are going to score so many fucking goals. It's ridiculous.
Lemieux and Yager are going to run.
Those guys are nothing but bees. Nothing but bees. But so let's talk. So Beerland and Crafting a Nation. Where do you want to start? What do you want to get into?
So here's
these are two documentaries on Amazon. Been out for a while, right? We just looked up beer movies. We want to start doing some more of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Crafting a Nation was when that one come out. Do you have that info?
It was like 2010 or something like that.
Something like that. And Beerland has been out since.
Hold on. I'm gonna give you Crafting a Nation.
Crafting a Nation.
2013.
And then Beerland was.
Hold on. 2013. They both came out 2013.
Okay, both 2013.
Well, I have 2012 here, and then I have 2013. So let's just say they both came out in 2013.
It either came out 2012 or 2013.
So one of them is all German. The other one is the American version with
all German following one person, right? So let me say that. So between the two of them, I thought Crafting a Nation was more enjoyable. But also, like, I knew a little bit more about, like, a lot of that stuff, but it also filled in some gaps, right? Because when this all happened in Texas, for example, if you were a brewery, there was a huge difference between a brewery and a tap room.
Let me give you just a quick, it's blank, just overview, right? High-level overview. 2013, not rated. It's an hour and 44 minutes. Crafting a Nation. Crafting a Nation featured a length documentary and new media project about how the American craft brewers are rebuilding the economy one craft beer at a time, directed by Thomas Calico. So there you go.
Okay.
That's all I got.
But the big thing for me was, like, so you had your tap rooms.
There it is.
And you had your... it was tap rooms and breweries. And like with some of the breweries, you couldn't distribute your beer inside of Texas. You actually had to go outside of Texas.
Yeah, you would have been fine shipping the beer out.
Right.
You know what I mean? An exploration about how American craft beer brewing industry emerged from 2008 financial crisis to create a raft of unique products, jobs, tax revenue, and deliver significant benefits to local economies. There you go.
Yeah.
And it's nuts. Like watching that thing. Well, there's two things that happened while I was watching that thing. One, made me want to brew beer. Like, did it not make you want to brew beer again? Like, or just brew?
I've got a brew kit that I got for Christmas that I want to.
I thought about bumping up to like a 5-gallon kit, and
I think I got the 1-gallon kit is what I got.
Probably, I think you got the 2. You got 2,
maybe.
Yeah.
And I definitely need to do that and brew that. And we've talked about like, hey, I'll come over here one day and we'll brew it over here and we'll go live. We'll do live and we'll talk to you guys while we brew it and things like that, and just have some fun. So maybe we do that on a Wednesday. Like maybe we work out like a Wednesday where like we both work like a half day, and I come over early.
The whole brewing process is quick, so it won't even require that. If you get here just a little bit, if you want to have some beers and hang out, that's fine.
Yeah,
because that's about what the brewing process is. That and cleanliness, right? For us, from this movie, you're watching. If you go and watch this documentary now, you recognize the names immediately from all these brewers.
I mean,
they're all the big hitters, right?
Even in this, they're talking about like small breweries and things like that. And Sam Adams is in it.
Yeah.
Who's the main guy from Sam Adams? What's his name?
Man. John something. I don't know.
John Adams. I don't know. But like he's in there talking about it, and they're just talking about
John Coach,
or and just talking about building the craft brewing scenery and things like that. And like it's just how things are today versus how they were then are completely different.
Tap rooms didn't exist. Like tap rooms didn't exist around here at all.
Especially like from the Texas perspective.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that was the big thing that a lot of these breweries were battling, was being able to have their beers and distribute it and things like that.
Yeah. They could have sent the beer out of state and had a better chances of survival.
Yep.
But then they realized, hey, and then they went like the Texas Brewers Guild, right? They got together. They went to the state.
When all this formed.
They went to the state. They're like, hey, you're missing on a lot of sales tax. You're missing out on this. You're missing on jobs. You're talking jobs, taxes, money, income, revenue. And
there was one guy, I think his brewery's in San Antonio, and he was like one of the big heads of that. And he was the one who was like, hey, I was going to the Texas State Congress or whatever and telling them, hey, by doing this is what you're building. This is what you're doing. And showing them the numbers of here's how much revenue, just tax-wise, right? Tax-wise, here's the revenue you're going to get. On top of that, here's all the jobs you're going to add and things like that. So it was cool from that perspective. Because, I mean, it's definitely different now than it was then here in Texas.
It's a bit dated, but you're watching these guys, and all the guys make it in there.
Right. All these breweries, they've all made it because you've seen their beers everywhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You've seen them at Kroger, Walmart, Target, Total Wine & More. Those are some of the big places to go get beers from here. As far as like stores are concerned and things like that. And they've made it at that point in time already. And to see them talking about it when they're just starting out and things like that, that's different. I think the big one was it Black Shirt Brewing?
That's who they followed around, right?
That was the big one that was like, will they, won't they? You didn't know. And they were in Colorado. And so just seeing all of that and how it all plays out is pretty cool. But you also know, like, I knew Black Shirt Brewing was a thing, right? I knew they eventually made it. Now, did they make it during that time or something happened after the documentary and things like that? But all in all, I just thought it was pretty cool just to kind of see that history. That was a big thing for me, was that history of, especially being someone who's here in Texas and seeing, we saw a lot of the struggles that a lot of Texas breweries had during COVID.
Yeah.
Right?
Opened up like a month before COVID broke out.
Well, but not even that, but like a restaurant could open up that served beer and did all this, but they served food, so they were allowed to open. But if you're a brewery, you weren't allowed to open. So you had a lot of breweries who pivoted and started serving food because of that, because that was the only way they could open up.
It changed everything. Beer is food. It is during fasting season for sure. We're in the middle of fasting. Like, you know, if you're part of Lent and whatnot, I mean, it's what monks used to drink all the time. They get double portions according to Beer Land, you know, and things like that.
And that leads us to the next one, the Beer Land, which
before you leave on that one, but the other one, it's like I'm watching it. I'm like, okay, I'm watching it, but I don't. Yeah, I'm like, hey, I know they make it right, but it did make me want to brew beer, and it made me want to like, hey, you know what? I want a brewery. I do. I want to be part of a brewery like in the next 10 years. Either whether I'm an investor, you know, I can't do that. I don't think I can do the brewing part, right? But I want to be part of the process.
This is what I told the cop. Oh man. But I mean,
if I lived closer to Brutal, I'd be working at Brutal.
We've kind of talked about it with our boys out there at Dumpweed about becoming investors and things like that.
I'm like, I keep asking, what's your next steps? What's your next steps? What are you going to do? And how close are we to those? Because I'm like, yeah, no, I would spend my time, effort, and money into trying something like that. You know what I mean?
And with us, like, we would look at like, hey, you guys, we know they know how to brew beer, right? There's a reason why we've commissioned them to brew beer for us and things like that. But not only that, they're just great guys.
They threw me into public. Oh, a little Ron White quote there. I was drunk in a bar. They threw me into public.
But like we know them, and we know they know how to brew great beer, and we love going when they invite us out. We always try and make it out, right? Sometimes you make it out, sometimes I make it out. It just depends on what's going on, right? But we always try and get out there, and we love every beer they give us. And when they're ready to go and start opening up a brewery, we're in, right? Yeah. I know you've talked to them about you being in on investing. I'm in on investing. And
yeah, I want to own a bar. I want to own a brewery. I want to own something like that. Even like a corner bar. Like I tell Lizzie all the time, and I give examples and like this kind of what I'm looking for. I want that corner bar downtown. I want this corner bar, or I want a brewery, and I do. That's something that'd be fun for me to sail off in the sunset. I mean, you're not going to make money doing it. I've already got my savings. I've already got my retirement. And
I don't care about making money.
It's kind of towards the end, right?
Let me break even,
right? Yeah. Let me have a write-off. Give me a write-off. I'll do a podcast every week about the beer we're having. How about that? But yeah, so then
give us a new place to do the podcast. Hey, we'll support you for the brewery, but we need a podcast room.
Yeah. And then you move into the next the next installment that we saw, Beerland, right? So it's mostly German, but it has subtitles. It's American.
It was following one person on his quest, and he kind of talked about how like beer when he was a kid, he didn't really see his parents or family growing up, which I mean that's kind of how we were, right? Like with me growing up, B from O, what's going on? Beerland, what else? These are both on Amazon. So if you have Amazon Prime, they're free to watch. I think Beerland might be freebie, but if you have Amazon Prime, you can watch it for free. So you have Crafting a Nation and Beerland, both on Amazon Prime, where you can go and watch those. And like everything that we're going to watch, guys, coming up, we're going to watch a bunch of beer documentaries and beer movies and things like that. There are going to be things that, like, if you're part of these services, they're free. We're not going to watch these stuff where, like, oh, I got to pay $15 to rent it or things like that. It's going to be, if you have this service or that service, you can get it for free, which for me and Rapid Dave, it's Amazon, Disney Plus, jumping back in, been in and out. There. Thank you, B from O. Hey, we appreciate it. In and out, you do what you got to do, man. Amazon, Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus, YouTube, whatever. These are all, we're going to watch stuff that you can watch on all those things. If it's on Paramount, we're not going to watch it because we don't have Paramount. I think that's the only one that we don't have between us.
Yeah.
Right? But these will all be things that you can watch on places, and we'll tell you where to watch them. Beerland and Crafting a Nation are both Amazon.
I say watch it because I really did enjoy his version. He's over in Germany.
He bored me, his voice, and how he talked and things like that. But
I like the adventure.
The adventure. That was the thing.
It made me want to go to Germany and do that long-ass beer walk. You know what I mean? Where you're going from town to town.
Yep.
And there's certain towns that have, 100 breweries.
He even talked about, like, he moved to Germany and lived there for a year at this point, I think it was. And, like, he's going through and doing all this and trying all this out. But, like, he even talked about, like, he joined a beer fraternity out there.
Yeah, towards the end.
And it's something that you can join. And he was kind of let in as an outsider type thing because he's doing the documentary, probably. That's why he was let in. Mm-hmm. But, like, all these people, this is what they grew up for. This is what they do. And, like, at least this one night with your initiation night and things like that, and you go through and you march and you do all this. And then at the end of the day, you go to this where it's just a beer drinking fest, essentially, right? A beer drinking party, a ball. And like he's sitting there talking to us, like, how many beers are you going to drink tonight? And most of the guys are like, well, I'm going to drink like 30 to 50. Yeah, I would say.
Well, all right. So they're drinking pilsners or Kolsch's.
Pilsners,
and so the glasses they're drinking of, they're almost like whiskey highball glasses. Here, right? So
it has a lot of head and things like
tons
that.
Of head. So it's essentially half a beer. So they're really
but they also they get it and they know to let it sit for a while and kind of let some of that head dissipate in more beer.
Super skinny beers.
But like they're and at the end of it, he's talking to the one main guy. Was the guy out there? He's like, "Well, what'd you drink today?" He's like, "Well, I drank somewhere between 45 and 50."
Because I thought I'd get 30, and a
little bit more for that. And he's sitting there, he's like, "I didn't have a heart to tell him I drank somewhere between 14 to 16."
I think he was in the teens, almost the 20s. But yeah, it's like, no, that's perfectly fine. Like, I really enjoyed it because you got the behind the scene look. You got the Brewers look, you got the OG look, and that's when they went to Cologne. And they had Kolsch's, and that's all they were talking about. And that was the beer that most people drink out there. If you watch the cool thing about it is the German purity rule, right? The law that they have out there that the beer can only contain, like, I think it's 4 ingredients: malt, barley, hops, and water. That's it. So down here, like, they wouldn't classify any of this shit as beer because of the fact of the ingredients that's in it. You know what I mean? Like, they throw a bunch of extra shit in there, like, tiramisu cakes and shit. Let's see. How can anyone drink 40? That's what I'm saying, Beer from O, is because the beer glasses they were having were skinnier versions of this, right? And so it's about about yay tall. They're drinking 8-ounce beers, I would say. So it's not like we have here where we drink 12-ounce beers, 16-ounce beers, things like that. At that event, they're drinking 8 to 10 ounces. So you have 30 of them, and it's really, you know what I mean? It's totally relatable and things like that. But no, they're all smashed, I think, at the end, but they're not like sloppy or getting in trouble or getting too aggressive and things like that. But, for me, I really did enjoy the film, the documentary. And like I said, my favorite part was when they went to Cologne. Pony-side, they're drinking 6 ounces, man, to be honest with you. That's how they do it. And they start drinking beer at the age of 14, 15 years old. There's no driving, I think, under the age of 18 or 21. Yep. There's certain rules in Germany.
Because he even talked about that. He's like, hey, we talk about this beer lifestyle. And if I went back to America and I told these kids, like, hey, you can drink beer, but you can't drive until this age, how many of them would be in on that?
No, for me, drinking beer at 16 was not like something I wanted to do. Driving was absolutely something I wanted to do. That's how you got around. That's how you did things. And especially here in Texas, I mean, it's massive, right? You have to drive places. I've walked, I've ridden a bike, I've rollerbladed, things like that. But yeah, no, it's seriously, like, when you look at the beers, go check out I do recommend this one. It's called. You
got to get past the main guy who does it.
It's called.
He's got a little bit of monotone voice, but just his adventures, like talking to people, and like he had the chance to, again, because he's doing the documentary and things like that. He had the chance to sit down with a lot of locals who wouldn't talk to people who weren't local, and just talk about that lifestyle that they live.
I love that local beer scene too.
It's
like that local,
different in Germany than it is here.
The local table. I love that local table. The local table is like phenomenal for me. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, so you can watch this. It's called Beerland. Now, listen, he's the only one that speaks English throughout the movie. The rest is translated.
You have to,
subtitles.
if you're someone who like watches stuff while you're doing other things, you can't do this while you do other things because you have to watch the screen to read it because there are a lot of subtitles.
Unless you speak German.
Yeah. If you speak German, then you're golden.
And he goes all over this. It goes all over the country, and I think it's phenomenal how each of the how they drink throughout the whole thing. They start off at Oktoberfest. Now, listen, I love fest beers.
I enjoyed so he brought his parents came out. And I enjoy that story because it's like, I didn't realize you had to reserve tickets a year out for Oktoberfest, and we're just trying to get into places. And he goes, at one point, my dad talked to the bouncers at the door and told me he was part of an American talk show. And he goes, to this day, I don't know what he said to them, but I kind of assume he told them, like, he was part of the Maury show. Maury Povich. He said Maury. And so I just kind of thought that was funny and things like that. But like his dad was like, you know what? I want to make this happen. And he went and talked to the bouncers like, hey, because they had cameras following him. He's like, hey, I'm part of an American talk show. Let me in. And ended up letting them in and things like that. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was great.
What was the average content in those beers?
It's low.
They kind of talk. It's
between 4% and 6%.
But it's more of a pure beer, right? Because there's actually a beer purity law there in Germany.
That's what I thought about.
Where it has to be, it's water, it's hops, and it's yeast, right?
You can get malt in it.
Water, malt, yeah.
4 ingredients.
But they talk about that, and it's more pure than it is here. And you know what the ingredients are and things like that. And it's the same 4 ingredients in every beer, but how you brew it's a little bit different. So
that's it.
Like 4 ingredients.
That's
That's all it is. And they talk about in the documentary, and it was really cool to hear that and hear that aspect, and to hear the storytelling and the less filling, probably. Yeah, no, 100% less filling.
It's super light. I mean, like I said, it's beers that we have here now. Think about how Pilsners and Kolsch's, and I think even when you have an Oktoberfest beer, right, it's a Marzen. That's pretty much it. That's what they have over there, and that's what they drink. And that's everything. I mean, when was the last time you had a Marzen that was over 5%? That wasn't barrel aged. It's 5%. And Kolsch's and Pilsners and stuff like that, they're all within 5% or less. And that's kind of what they have and what they do drink. And so as they're pounding these beers, they're like a little highball glass. It's 6 ounces, man.
In some aspects, but like at the other time, like they're there at the breweries when they're talking to more of the locals, right? And they have the steins.
They got steins.
Lid. They got the steins with the lids, and they ask them, "What's the lid for?" You know, it's keep flies out.
Yeah.
You know,
and those, but they're not saying they're drinking 40 beers. He's talking about the the ones that were. Like,
and those are the guys that like they go and they work a full day. When they're done working, they go and drink beer.
I mean, that guy was sitting there singing. The guy next to him was taking a nap.
There was a lot of singing going on,
and
you know.
So I highly recommend it. It's a thumbs up for me. Definitely check it out. Listen up, everybody. If you're on Twitch, we're about to get out of here. We're going to take a quick break, chug a beer for the Patreons, and be back at 9:05 or whatever. But if you are here on Twitch, we're going to rate Hostile Dot.
And just so you know, if you're not part of the Patreon,
you should be.
You should be. But if you are, I'm going to be fancy during the beer chug.
Don't you want to buy us a beer? Like most people do. Most people want us to buy us a beer.
I'm going to be fancy during the beer chug in between shows.
I want every bit of that. So if you're on Twitch, you're going to Hostile Dot right now.
So it's more like a 12-pack over here. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Depends on the beer you're drinking.
Let's go.
But you know what, guys? Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you guys. We're going to be back. We're going to talk. We got some golf talk, some football talk, bracket talk. We got brackets coming up. I want to talk about the 1985 Super Bowl with you.
You got it.
Because I think the story that I saw today on YouTube, or not YouTube, TikTok was crazy. And I've looked it up since then, and it's insane.
Okay.
But we'll be back, guys. Thank you so much for supporting us. We love you guys. As always, I'm Alan.
I'm Rapid Dave.
Talk to you guys later. Deuces. Thank you, old school.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.